I remember at the age of 4, while most little girls, Ken and Barbies, were playing house and having babies, mine were prostitutes and lesbians. So one day, I decided to cut the hair off one, and she became a lesbian. Later in life, I studied child development. I learnt that a child develops their sexual and gender awareness between the ages of 2 and 7. So I guess subconsciously, I was aware at a very young age that I would grow up to be a lesbian. I know my own history of how I became a lesbian, but what I want to know is, where did the history of femme and butch lesbians start?
And my understanding historically is, if you go back to the 50s and 1950s and well before that, that if lesbian women wanted to live, and particularly to live in relationship with a partner, and they wanted to live financially independent of men, then they were going to have to get jobs. Jobs were limited, and it was a natural step for a woman who was feeling, who didn't see herself to be a particularly stereotypical woman, to dress up and to pass as a man, to pass as the husband of her female partner, to get a job in the work world with a male wage. So I think that that's partly where the whole butch thing came from, and often the femme went along with it to be playing that same role, and it's a bit as if the roles took over, but a lot of that was driven by plain old survival. 1975 was International Women's Year, and it was like riding the crest of a wave, and it literally was. You know, a lot of lesbian feminist women literally did wear overalls. That's what we did, fit it in, cut our hair really short and all that sort of stuff.
A feminine lesbian is somebody who likes to wear makeup and high heels, likes being and passing as heterosexual, looking heterosexual in a gay world, but is really proud of her femininity, likes being girly. There's not as much credibility attached to feminine lesbians because, you know, there's always that particular stereotype of what a dyke is meant to look like.
You know, Robin said they're not sort of taken as seriously, I don't think, because people will probably assume them to be straight, and, you know, they won't, you know, like with you, what happens with you, people assume you to be straight, and, you know, you don't get sort of much chance with who you're actually after, which is girls. So, yes.
You do have your doubts, and there's nothing worse in the whole world than cracking onto a woman in a bar and realising she's straight. There's nothing worse. I think that's probably where it comes from.
And do you think that would be the factor why feminine lesbians aren't hit on?
Probably, yeah, absolutely. You don't want, I mean, the last thing you want is a knockback.
I remember when I first came out on the scene and I noticed that dykes would give me dirty looks, and I can only really assume that was because I look feminine and maybe they thought I was straight. And because they gave me dirty looks, I felt like that I didn't belong. Basically, I didn't see anyone around me that looked like me or that I could identify with.
Yes, I do think that we are a minority. I think that it's often an identity that women who identify as lesbians have kind of eschewed. So they've been girly girls, and then they've decided, I don't want to be that kind of, or be perceived in that kind of way, so move quite far away from that. So I think that most often, certainly, unless maybe it's sort of changing, and maybe it is going to be different for younger women, but personally, I know that I had to then reinvent myself as a femme dyke, because, you know, I finally could take on board that, yes, I like pink things, and I like soft and frilly, and I like makeup, and I like perfume, and that doesn't make me any less strong or any less powerful.
I've got a friend who used to wear dresses and had long hair. Then her girlfriend said to her,
"You're not a lesbian because you look like a girl."
she didn't want people to say that to her anymore. So she cut off all her hair and reaffirmed her lesbian identity. Now she wears pants and has short hair, but she still calls herself femme. If she's femme and has a soft butch look, well then what am I? Looking around the street, I wonder if all the females I see are lesbians. It's not like we have big symbols tattooed on our foreheads. Maybe we're able to blend into society because we look straight. It's always been implied that heterosexuality was right and homosexuality was wrong. This theory has stayed with me throughout my life, and I think it's time to shed it.